Live from the MultiGP headquarters, this is MultiGP News.
Today on MultiGP News, the third regional qualifiers are kicking off in 3 cities over the weekend. We'll show you the top pilots who qualified for their chance at the finals.
Plus, these girls are breaking rules and setting trends. Meet some of the female rising stars of FPV racing.
And in an epic race going down in Denver, some of the country's fastest pilots are battling it out for the top spot. MultiGP News with a full recap of the race.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Hefte Puente.
And I'm Chris Thomas. All this and much more right after the break on MultiGP News.
Live from the MultiGP headquarters, this is MultiGP News with your host, Chris Thomas.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's get started with today's top stories in this week's Morning Quad. Here on MultiGP News, we inform you about everything going on in the world of FPV. DR1, in conjunction with TinyWalp, is kicking off its micro series in Los Angeles, California. Two-time MultiGP champion Sean Taylor, or as we know him, Night Fury, will be part of the series. The final spot went to Mike Chin, the chillest of the chins, or the chin chiller, who won an online video submission contest. Good luck, and as my friend Harrison Gale would say, with tiny power comes tiny responsibility.
And in other news, Raceflight 1 is making its debut. The firmware is designed to run at 32 kilohertz. This allows the hardware to communicate much quicker, which in turn makes adjustments much faster. The software is extremely easy to set up, and your quad should fly amazing with just the default PIDs. The main programmer for this wonderful firmware is Kalen Dorr. He puts a lot of time into this, so we want to make sure his hard work gets recognized.
There's just over a week left until MultiGP makes history at the university level. The first ever Collegiate Drone Championships is coming to Purdue University. 40 college pilots will battle it out April 15th. fpvlife will be covering the event. MultiGP is a proud sponsor of the College Championship.
MultiGP is partnering up with PCS Adventures to train a new generation of drone pilots. Join us April 12th for the Discovery Drones webinar. Members of both organizations will discuss how drones can help drive young students into the STEM field and how drone racing can become the next big high school sport. You still have time to sign up. You can find the information on our website, multigp.com.
And the third regional qualifiers kicking off in Austin, Ackworth, and Broward.
Dozens of pilots showing up to the Broward tournament. MultiGP News reporter Reese Duckwin was there with more on the news.
Duckin.
The third regional qualifier is kicking off in Broward. Nearly 40 pilots from all over Florida showing up to race for their chance at the regional finals.
Amazing out here in Vista View. Permanent track, no wind today. Feeling good.
Out here in Miami, turning it up at a regional qualifier. You know, MultiGP out here doing their thing, catching everything live for you guys.
The event organized by Broward FPV, the track built for speed and kept many on their toes.
I just had a motor fall out, probably dropped the magnet. Gonna have to replace that and get back going.
The battle for the 4th and 5th spot coming close between Max MTR FPV and Carlos Carnage FPV.
Alright, pilot's ready. Do we have good video? Do we have thumbs up for good video?
And third time's the charm for Manuel FPV Fever, who took down the 3rd spot. Joshua Hagon taking the 2nd, and Darren Dr. C taking the top spot in this race.
It's Racecraft props, Tiger Motors, our Abomination frame. So y'all ain't heard about it, go check it out. She takes a beating. Delaminating a little right there. That's just from that love tapping out here, rubbing and racing, baby. So y'all get y'all some, man.
As we get closer to the 2017 regional finals, we'll give you weekly updates on chapter standings and regional qualifiers right here on MultiGP News. And it's time for us to take a quick break. But when we come back, we'll introduce you to some of the female pilots of FPV racing. Hear what they have to say about competing with some of the big boys in the league.
Plus, some of the fastest local pilots in the universe Crash, a local chapter race. And it produces one of the best finals of the year. We'll be back after this break. Although FPV is currently a male-dominated sport, the freedom of flight appeals to everyone.
This week we spoke with some of the female pilots who started off flying for fun, but now are competing professionally. Reporter Kalara Maynade has more.
I know that there's a lot of really good pilots and really fast pilots, and I just want to get better.
They're the girls of FPV. They fly on the weekends with their friends and significant others. They're competing in a lot of the events with the guys, and one thing is evident. These girls aren't scared of any of the big boys in the league.
I'm actually the kind of person that loves to hang out with the guys. I actually only have one female friend. So not at all intimidated by the guys.
I feel like I've been in it long enough where I kind of know most of the guys that are involved in racing, so I don't feel as intimidated. But to be honest, I'm more intimidated about the other women flying.
For these female pilots, it was less about competing with the guys and more about competing with their skills.
I'm intimidated by skillful pilots, regardless of gender. They make me feel like I gotta improve my game and that I should definitely train more and get better.
When watching these pilots fly, many would be convinced that they've had years of practice, but you would be surprised that it doesn't take that much to compete at a professional level.
Well, I started around May of last year, and that's just straight out, starting from scratch. I started racing probably, maybe about 6 or 7 months ago.
So I've been flying for a year and a half now. I mostly acted as a spotter for maybe 6 months.
On the contrary, Angela from Mexico has been flying drones for a while.
I got into FPV because I was already using drones for cartography, remote sensing, and photogrammetry and things like that because I'm a geographer. So I started using multi-rotors and fixed wings for this kind of things, even aerial balloons and things like that.
So I got started about 12 years ago with my husband. He started flying with airplanes and then helicopters. And so I started flying planes. I took a really big break.
I asked these pilots, what quad should someone who's just picking up FPV start with? And they all had something different to say.
The Falcor has shield mode and the sonar, which was really good for me. With my disability, I have kind of some issues. So that was a really big benefit for me.
It's a Seagun HD quad, so I'm actually flying high definition, which is fantastic. I definitely recommend it.
Out of all the questions I asked, this was their favorite topic.
And I'm using the TBS Tango as my transmitter. This was a gift from Martin White. Shout out to Martin White. He's my FPV hero. He's the guy behind RotorX. And he gave it to me. This is from Team Black Ship. So this is developed by Trappy. And
one thing is for certain. Being a part of the MultiGP League has been a definite stepping stone for all these girls.
Going to the MultiGP Championships in Muncie last fall, that just changed my mind. I just became so excited to become a part of the racing scene that, I don't know, I just decided that I'm going to do this.
Now a race we want to feature that wasn't part of the regional series. Last month, the Other Guys FPV and APD chapters in Colorado got together.
The amps were turned up to 11 when some of the fastest pilots in the country showed up. MultiGP News was there. Let's take a look back at the star-studded race.
Freezing, man. It's cold.
Woo. A wild start to the spring season in Colorado.
You're done, Jordan.
Aurora, Parker, Denver FPV, and the Other Guys teamed up to co-host this season's first race in Erie, Colorado. For a local chapter race, it was a who's who of big names. Moke, Harmonic, Jet, Brain Drain, Anub, Nodeva, Provo, and Boba Fett were on the scene.
Zach and Jordan to me are all of these guys are just people that I've always looked up to. So having the chance to race against them and do well against them, it feels good. It's satisfying. It's also a little weird too, but it's good.
And when MultiGP CEO Chris Thomas shows up, it's going to be no ordinary race.
I'm going to try to make an example out of somebody.
The fastest lap of the day went to Freefall FPV, and it would end with one of the best heats of 2017 so far. A final heat that included Jet, Boba Fett, Brain Drain, Provo, and Odeva, not to mention the local guy, Ruru. It had everything you want to see in a final showdown: battles, takeovers, pilots separated by less than a second. But in the end, Boba Fett took the title.
Oh, bam!
And reigned over a prop ceremony that looked more like the MultiGP National Championship.
He's been second place for it.
If you would like your chapter featured in an upcoming episode, please contact us at news@multigp.com.
That's awesome. That's just an email address.
Yeah.
You just use like Gmail,
Literally.
and you just Gmail.
The @ symbol is
news
weird.
at-
It's like an A with a circle around it.
Is that what that is? Yeah. And coming up after the break, it's time to break a quad.
We're going to take a watermelon and smash it to bits. Let's stick around.
Want to start racing? It's free and simple to join. Just visit multigp.com to create a profile. Then look for chapters in your area, find their events, and get ready to race.
Every week, we're going to create an epic crash where we take a drone and something awesome for our viewers to enjoy.
Something awesome for our viewers to enjoy. I have pen. I have apple.
We're going to... Okay, there you go.
This week, we'll see how a watermelon holds up when a drone slams into it at full throttle. This week's Crash of the Week is sponsored by TinyWhoop. Well, that didn't work.
No, we might have to do that again. Go back. Before we wrap up for the week, I got to say, Hefty, you're doing a pretty good job. You're not Nick, not as good as Nick because you don't have the curly mustache, but you did pretty good this week. A reminder, though, for our viewers of what's coming up. The College Drone Championship at Purdue is coming up on April 15th. We want you to tune in on fpvlive.tv and watch it. Just sit there, eyes wide open, drink as much coffee as you need. You got to watch this. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, fpvlive.tv. And don't forget, the 2017 Regionals Finals track is now online. There are new updates to the MultiGP Pilot profile page. And that's all the time we have for this week. I'm Hefte Puente.
And I'm Chris Thomas. Remember to reach out to us at news@multigp.com. What we're looking for you to send there is not junk mail, not information that we don't care about. We want you to give us feedback on how to make this better and/or contact us if you want to sponsor or advertise on this news channel. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
MultiGP is building its media empire, and you could be part of our team. If you have a passion for these skills, MultiGP wants to hear from you. The MultiGP Ambassador Program offers the experience of a lifetime, working one-on-one with a professional production team and interacting with some of the most well-known pilots in the FPV world. Those interested will get a chance to promote their skills alongside the MultiGP brand, making their mark in the industry. If you have what it takes, get ready to become a part of the team that will offer you lots of exposure in the industry.
Congratulations to Claire Tasker, our winner of last week's Fusion House Racer. Make sure to stay tuned for next week's prize giveaway. If you like this video, press the like button below, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel.